Welcome guys, Darren here with a box review of 1992 Score Baseball. This is a Series 2 box. And this was the last year, pretty much the last year, when card companies were still designing sets that had different themes within. So inserts were starting to take off, and at this point, a set like Score, they didn't bother with doing inserts. The inserts were actually subsets in the set. So that's what created the interest. And this was kind of unique in that they didn't bother to do the little one per pack trivia cards that they'd been doing up until this point. So they were shifting over to just focusing on cards. I like how on the box front they have a really good card of Cal Ripken Jr. here in this case. It's basically a full-size card of him on it, which is a neat thing that they put on. I think that looks good. Box is kind of busy, and I like that busyness. The packs, they were still doing individual shots of players, 4 different shots of players on packs. And so you have a Rangers batter, you have, I think it's an Oakland A's catcher, a New York Yankees pitcher, and a Boston Red Sox, I think he's an outfielder. I haven't figured out who the players are specifically on these, but those are the 4 wrappers that they have here in the set. So the set itself, these are beautiful cards. They really are quite nice. And they have 4 color series, but they use the same color series in Series 1 and Series 2. And here they have a color fade on one side, and then they have the color strips on the top and the bottom. So they start off with blue and green, and then they have kind of I guess a raspberry and a blue. And then, let's see, so that's all I've got there. See in here, so there's that. And then the third group is, I guess, kind of a turquoise, and then a orangish red. And the last group, I thought there was a 4th group. Oh, I think they're further into the set. Yeah, so the last group is green with purple. So that's for some of the regular players, but primarily the rookie prospects players. That's really the key to that group. So that's the way the set is done, and it's a pretty good set in terms of the star cards. So like in the set here, I pulled out all the star players. You got Robin Yount, Big Hurt, Cal Ripken Jr., Barry Bonds, Ozzie Smith, Kirby Puckett, Tony Gwynn, George Brett, Wade Boggs, and then you've got all-stars of Barry Bonds and Tony Gwynn. You got a Cal Ripken MVP, as well as Clemens Cy Young. You got Man of the Year for Cal Ripken Jr. You got Kirby Puckett highlights. You got a Manny Ramirez rookie card. And then you've got some older players in here, Satchel Paige, Ty Cobb, and the like. And then Dream Team cards, really nice Dream Team cards of Puckett and Gwynn. So in terms of the Series 2 set, they saved a lot of really good stars for the second series. And the fact that they've got both Ripken and Barry Bonds is a really good combination in this set. So it still has a lot of great cards. And the Manny Ramirez card is a good one to have here in this set. So I love that aspect of it. I did do one box, and I got within 48 cards of the main set, which is a fair number, but it is a big set. And you can see that the doubles are about half as many as the regular cards, so I don't mind being that far off in it. It does mean that with that many doubles, looking at a second box is not likely to get me quite to a full set. So it would probably take 3 boxes, or just in my case, I actually, after this, I just went out and bought a complete set straight and just got it out of the way. Because without the inserts, it's not as much, there's not as much to really gain out of getting a box of cards at this point. That's the way it is with some of these boxes, where you got to ask the question, is it worth it to buy the boxes or to just buy a complete set, because those are pretty cheap. And there are really good players. So the doubles that I got weren't quite as spectacular as they could. I got a second Robin Yount. I did get a second Cal Ripken Jr. and a third. So I got 3 total Cal Ripken Jr.'s. And then Gwynn was the only other veteran player that I ended up with an additional card of. I got an additional Sandberg All-Star, Clemens Cy Young, Cal Ripken Jr. Man of the Year. I got both Satchel Paige and Ty Cobb in the veterans, and then an extra Gwynn. And so really it's just the 2 Cals. That's really the only thing that carries with this box in terms of the doubles. Not a lot in there. So it really does carry, for me, it carried more on trying to get the set, and it was way too short of the set. I do wish that they'd had more cards, special cards in them. They do have a special set of Stan Musial, Mickey Mantle, and Karl Yastrzemski, and it's a 4-card set, one of each of the 3, and then one with all 3 of them on it. But again, those cards are cheap. You can pick up the whole complete set for almost nothing. That's kind of the problem you run into with some of these boxes, is because they don't really have special cards in them. It really does make more sense just to buy the box. Now, if you do want to go in and try to get as many of the stars, so in my case, I did get a Barry Bonds, and I got 3 total Cal Ripken Juniors, trying to get quality versions of those, that's perfectly reasonable. But the only real specialty card that they have in the box is their Chuck Knobloch rookie card, where he autographed rookie cards of his from his 1990 set, and they put them here in the 92 box. That's the only true chase card there is. Otherwise, this is one of those junk wax boxes that just sits on the shelf because there really isn't much of a reason to get it. Again, unless you want to get a bunch of star players and hope that you got some super spectacular card, which really isn't quite the case. It's not quite worth it. So that's kind of where this stands, unfortunately. They are nice cards. I love them, but to me, if you want to get these cards, get the set. It's dirt cheap. The set, actually, complete set, you could probably get for less than one of these boxes, quite possibly. And that's kind of where it stands. So I wish I had more to say about it, more uplifting news. That's kind of the way this is. But I will say, if you want to go through and look at beautiful cards, this is a set to do that. The pictures aren't that great. They don't really stand too well, but the cards themselves are gorgeous cards. This was pretty close to the highest point that Score would get, period. I do like this card set a lot, but as far as getting a box, it's fun to go through the packs. That's about all I have to say about it, unfortunately. But yeah, that's kind of my take, so thank you guys for watching.